Well, good evening, Facebook community. Just hopping on here again a little bit this evening to talk to you a little bit about money again. For those of you who caught my live yesterday, I talked a little bit about the Dave Ramsey approach to saving money, budgeting, and getting yourself out of debt. So today I just wanted to go over briefly three of the reasons why we save our money. As I mentioned yesterday, for those who caught my video, is, the number one reason you need to save money, or we should save money, is so that we have an emergency fund. You want to have money, set aside for those unexpected things that always crop up. If you're a parent, a homeowner, there's always something, house repairs, car repairs, appliance updates, you name it, something always comes up. So while they're referred to as emergency, an emergency fund, if you think about it, we expect these things. I know myself as a homeowner, and being a mom with children, I expect to have, things broken, things that break down, things that need updated. I just don't know when those things are going to happen, and likely you don't either. So we have to have that money set aside so we can just take from that for those unexpected expenses that pop up, so we can avoid using credit for that. The second reason that you want to, or that we should save money, or we save money, is really to make purchases. For those of you familiar with Dave Ramsey, or those of you who are interested and start looking things up and following his approach like I am, you'll find that he is totally against credit cards. He does not recommend them, despite all that we have been taught. I know myself, I've been taught you need to have credit, you need to build your credit, blah, 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 blah about credit. And yes, while you need to have good credit, credit cards for just everyday purchases is not the way to go about it, according to his recommendations. And the more I read, the more I'm understanding and seeing that. I myself have, cut up all of my credit cards, working off on paying the balances. So, I'm, going full force here and, following his approach. No credit cards, not going to be used. So, certainly, you want to save money, like I said, for any of those purchases. He also recommends avoiding the 90-day same as cash. Reason being for that, the majority of people don't pay it off within 90 days. Then you're hit with the added interest costs that backdate from your original day of purchase, and just all the extra costs that come along with that, where you end up spending more money. So, he really encourages us to try to be wise with our money, save up front, make the sacrifices, take the time to put the money away, wait. I know that's a hard thing for a lot of us to do, but wait for those things and pay cash to help you save money. And the third reason he talks about for saving money, which actually surprised me, more so I just never really thought about it in this regards, is to build wealth. How do the rich, get rich and have their money, and how are they wealthy is, by saving it, investing it properly, cutting costs, cutting out all those unnecessary expenses and such, avoiding credit card fees. There are, some of the things that he talks about in his books, and I will reference those books for you below as well, so you can, look those up if that's something you're interested in. He even talks about an example, if we teach our children today, and I think about this since I have a daughter who's 16 and is just starting to drive. If I teach her now to save money and purchase her first car with money, instead of taking out a loan, having debt to pay on it, over the course of our lifetime, just simply by avoiding car payments, we can become millionaires. Definitely, hit home with me to really think about that. So, hopefully that's motivating enough to maybe start saving some money to build yourself some wealth. I know myself, I am hoping to do that and planning to do it. So I guess instead of hoping, I'm saying I will be doing that. It will take time. The biggest factor that comes into play with any of us for saving money is discipline. So get back to that budget, work on your budget, try to figure out where you can cut the costs as much as you can, and start saving the money. one thing I had thought, being, my age and the stage that I'm at in my life, thinking, wow, I really wish I understood this or knew this better when I was 20 some years old, thinking of all the money I could have saved or banked in, retirement funds and such. But like many of my friends and many people that I know, we weren't really taught that kind of stuff. So, we're learning it. Fortunately, some learned it quicker than others. I have been saving, but just not as well as I could have if I really had disciplined myself better. So moving forward, I definitely am planning to, really discipline myself better to do that, because he does say and shows examples in his books that, it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or if you're over 40 years old. Anybody can do this as long as you're willing to put the hard work in, make the sacrifices, and keep yourself disciplined. So for those of you out there, struggling to make ends meet, those of you who just want a better life, want to, be able to quit your job, whatever your particular situation is, start doing a budget if you're not already doing one. If you're doing one, make sure you're, tightening the screws on that as much as you can, and just know it is possible. It's not easy. The steps are easy. Just the discipline with doing it is what is hard. So, but as most things in life that are worth it, they're all hard. So I hope you find, value or interest in, trying to get yourself a little bit better financially secure. If that's what you need, if you're already there, great, congratulations. Maybe you can reach out and give me some tips. That's my goal and what I'm working on. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, rest of their evening, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for hopping on. Bye.